Hello everyone, my name is Natalie and welcome to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I actually sat down and filmed. I went back to college at the end of August. I started my junior year and I just wanted to take the time to adjust to being back in school, settle into new semester, and I'm taking a pretty rigorous set of classes, so I just wanted to wait it out, see how they went, see how much free time I had and when that was before trying to set up a new filming and editing schedule. In the meantime, I did upload the rest of my London vlogs, so if you want to see those, I will make sure to link the playlist for you. Anyway, it's fall! Finally, and I say that because yes, it's November, but I'm in Mississippi. Up until mid-October, we were in the high 80s to mid-90s consistently, and of course, it was very humid. And now it's cool enough that I can wear sweaters. That makes me so happy. And I got to go leaf hunting the other day and find some leaves to use as props for my Instagram and just decorate my room with, because there are leaves on the ground and I can go on walks and drink coffee without breaking a sweat. Plus, we've been having a lot of rainy days and autumn thunderstorms are some of my favorite things. If you can't tell, I love fall, which is why today I am doing the Finally Fall book tag. I saw Britt over at Basically Brit do this a couple weeks ago and it looked like a lot of fun. I was wanting to do something fall themed for my first video back on Booktube. So let's get into this tag. Question number 1 is, in the fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. Okay, so I feel like a lot of books I love tend to have vivid settings. The first being Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, of course. It has a lot of gorgeous detailed descriptions, and I can picture the city of Weep so well. Another one is The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. This one has such a strong sense of place. It's technically set in our world, but the island of Thisbe that it's set on is made up. But Maggie Stiefvater does such a good job of grounding it and making it seem real, like the island of Thisbe is meant to be there. And it's also just really atmospheric and haunting. It's a place that sticks with you. And of course, I couldn't do a fall video, or perhaps just a video in general, without mentioning The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, one of my personal favorites. It is very vivid, easy to get into in terms of putting your mind into the setting. In fact, there are actually some chapters told in second-person point of view that are meant to help the reader get even more immersed into the setting of the circus. Question number 2 is, nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with a heavy topic like grief or loss. It was hard to choose something for this. I'm one of those people that absolutely loves sad books. I read a lot of them, especially war books. I will just devour those. And if you tell me a book made you cry, I'm probably going to go and read it. For this question, I'm choosing Letters to the Lost by Bridget Kimmerer. I read it earlier this year and it quickly became a new favorite. It follows 2 different characters, a girl who is dealing with the death of her mother and kind of this bad boy figure, and then kind of your bad boy figure who has depression and whose family is also going through some issues such as alcoholism and parental neglect. And it is kind of a romance as well, but it's mostly a story of healing. I thought the characters were very realistic as teenagers. I thought the portrayal of death, grief, those sorts of things, just how it's handled and how it progresses, I thought that was very believable. Side note, I did film an in-depth review video for Letters to the Lost a while back, and I was on the fence if I actually liked the video, and I also just didn't feel like editing it. So if y'all do want to see that, let me know and I will do my best to get it up on the internet. Question number 3 is fall is back to school season. Name a nonfiction book that taught you something new. I don't read a lot of new. I don't really read nonfiction. And why is nonfiction for this question? I don't know. Maybe because of the learning part. But I don't know. I think back to school and I think like a required reading book you actually liked or something. Let's see. Nonfiction. Last year, trying to find books for a research project, I found a book called Reading Dante from Here to Eternity by Prue Shaw. I'd say it's one of those books that's great for people who already know a lot about the Divine Comedy and Dante Alighieri and love it, or even if you're just a beginner when it comes to that topic, maybe you're learning about it in high school. It's just very reader friendly. It explains things well, and it was just very enlightening. And I actually didn't use this. I found it looking for books for my research project, but I didn't use it in my research project. I read it for fun. So that tells you what kind of book it is. It was really great. Question number 4 is, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend time with the people we love. Name a fictional family or friend group you'd love to be a part of. I would like to be an honorary member of the Weasley family. There's probably going to be a lot of people's choices for this question because everyone loves them. But I think part of it is because I only have one sibling, an older sister. Well, everyone's like, the grass is not greener on the other side, but I really do wonder what it's like to have a bigger family like that. And the burrow is aptly named. It sounds very cozy and very Hufflepuff. I actually got to go to the Harry Potter studio while I was in London, and they had this set for the burrow, and it was really cool. Question number 5 is, the leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of fall-colored books. I feel like I don't have that many fall-colored books. I tend to go for like cool tones and a lot of blue, but I will pop over to my bookshelf and see what I have. Ooh. I have way more than I was expecting, but I think it's just because of the particular books I brought with me to college. I don't know. But I have Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, Shakespeare's Sonnets and A Lover's Complaint, Barjackpaw by S.F. Said, Battle of the Labyrinth by Rick Riordan. Ooh, also Sea of Monsters. That's kind of an orangey one. I don't know why I didn't grab that one. A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. This one is brown. I feel like people typically associate red, orange, yellow with fall, but I kind of think of brown as well because it's like leaves are sometimes brown and like things are decaying and stuff. I don't know. With Fire on High, How to Read a Poem and Fall in Love with Poetry. It's got some red on it and a red spine. And King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. Question number 6 is, fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story. I'm going with a book I read recently, A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. The main character, Connor O'Malley, is dealing with his mother's cancer diagnosis, and over the course of the book, he is visited by this monster in the form of a yew tree. And this monster tells him stories. And they have this deal where once the monster tells Connor 3 stories, Connor will have to tell a story of his own, a story that reveals his truth or the thing he is most afraid to face. I know that's not much of like a synopsis or anything, but I am doing a more in-depth video on this. I used it in a project with a couple other YA books and I wanted to talk about them all together, kind of do like YA roundup, mashup, review recommendation thing. So that will be coming in the near future. Stories that the monster tells are very much in like a fairy tale or folklore vein. Question number 7 is the nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read. I don't really read like scary stuff or horror, but Kat Winter's books are pretty good. She does a lot of paranormal historical fiction. It usually has ghosts in it, but my favorite part is actually not the spooky ghost part. It's the fact that she chooses to highlight historical events that aren't really talked about or known about. For example, one of my favorites of hers, In the Shadow of Blackbirds, takes place during World War I. Specifically, it focuses on the home front and the Spanish influenza outbreak that was happening during then. There's another one, A Steep and Thorny Way, that deals with racism and homophobia in rural Oregon. Like, most people don't associate the Pacific Northwest with the KKK, but they were there. Also, anything by Edgar Allan Poe. I love Edgar Allan Poe. It's the perfect amount of creepiness. I will say The Pendulum is not just creepy or spooky, it's downright scary to me. It gave me nightmares. Question number 8 is The Days Are Getting Colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that would warm somebody's cold and rainy day up. For this one, I'm going with A Bear Called Paddington by Michael Bond. I read this over the summer. I actually listened to it as an audiobook on Scribd. It was narrated by Stephen Fry. He did an awesome job, of course. And it was just really cute. There's a little bear from darkest Peru, South America, and he ends up in London. This family finds him in the Paddington train station. They name him after the station, and it's just all about like his time in London and all these new experiences and adventures. It's very episodic. Each chapter is like a new thing he's discovering or trying to figure out. There's one really funny scene where it's his first time getting on the subway and he can't figure out like the turnstiles and stuff, or the directions, and it's super crowded. He goes the wrong way on the escalators, things like that. It's really funny and really cute and would definitely warm up someone's cold and rainy day. Okay, editing, Natalie popping in here to question number 9. The exposure and brightness just went crazy on this clip, and I think I figured out why. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a science or camera technology person, but as I was watching back the clip, I had my computer over here. I was looking at it for like the question and my notes on the video and stuff, and I think what happened is when I turned to look at it, I turned my head a bit farther than I had been, and the light was catching on my highlighter, and every time it did that, that's when the exposure and brightness just went haywire. So, again, not sure if that's what happened, but I think it's hilarious. Anyway, question number 9 is fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you'd like to return to soon. And for me, that's The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I think I mentioned this in my books I'm thankful for Thanksgiving video last year. I can't remember, but when I was little, my parents would read to my sister and me before bed, and this is one of the books my dad read to us. He is a huge Lord of the Rings fan. We've seen all the movies because of him. We didn't get all the way through it. There was one part that really scared my sister, so we stopped, but I did go on to read it for myself in middle school, and it's just been a really long time since I've picked it up again, and I've been really wanting to reread this. And also, there's just something about this book that's just so cozy and fallish to me. There is a lot of adventure and quests and fighting and stuff, but there's friendship, and that's cozy and heartwarming. And then you have the whole Hobbit culture. What could be cozier than that? And also just this particular edition. This cover, I think, has a very autumnal color combination. The last question, number 10, is fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share some of your favorite cozy reading accessories. I love snuggling up with a big, warm, cozy blanket. I got this at Walmart Earlier this semester, I just wanted something I could use in my Instagram photos as like a backdrop, an accessory prop sort of thing. But also it's super snuggly. It's actually double-sided. There's this fluffy side and then a smooth side. I also usually wear socks when I'm reading, or my penguin slippers, which I can't find one of them right now, which is aggravating, but they're super cute and warm. And of course, I have something hot in my mug, whether it's tea, apple cider, coffee. I always have something in my mug. Okay, that is the end of the tag. I hope y'all enjoyed it and are enjoying your fall as well. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell so you can know when I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep reading, and I will see you next time here on the Mighty Quill.